Hello everyone, Paul here at RoJoBe Music. So this is the, I believe, sixth and subsequently final video on the project of setting up the all new RoJoBe Music shop, workshop and school. But before I start this presentation, if you like, today, I would just like to say that this video and the subsequent entire collection of videos on this project is dedicated to my father, who is currently seriously ill in hospital. He's not responding to treatment, and the doctors are going to give it another, or after 24 hours, reassess his situation, and if he's not making any progress, they're going to switch his care to purely palliative. So basically sedation and pain relief, just to make what will probably be his final few days comfortable. So, as some of you will probably already know, the name RoJoBe Music is it's a variant on my dad's name. Okay, so we've got RoJoBe, and each of the two letters are the first two letters of his first, middle and surname. Hence why we have the capital R, capital J and capital B. So it's R-O, the first two letters of his first name, J-O, the first two letters of his middle name, and B-E, the first two letters of his surname, obviously my surname as well. So that's how this shop and school got its name. And I started this about 4 years ago, nearly 4 years ago, and this was the name I came up with. And the reason that I did that is because this whole business of mine, particularly the instrument building, repairing, restoration, etc., is based on what kind of man my dad was when he was about my age, I guess. When I was a kid, actually even a bit younger than me, when I was a kid growing up, my dad was always in his shed making things, fixing things, mostly with wood. And I was, from a very young age, I was always fascinated by what he was doing. He was never any particularly professional chippy or anything like that, or builder, but he always had a go. And sometimes his projects failed, and sometimes they were good, just like the projects that I do. So he was my inspiration for starting all of this, and that's why the business has basically his name. So as I said, this video and all of the previous videos in this project are dedicated to my dad, who unfortunately may not be with us for much longer, and as I said, he is the inspiration for everything I do. Okay, so let's have a little look at the progress I've made since the last video. So today is Monday the 18th of April, technically my day off, but my wife and I are at the shop today because excuse me, we had the Wi-Fi installed today, which is one thing that we've been waiting for, and that's a really good thing, obviously. So dare I say it, this project is all but finished, save for a few minor jobs around the place, but pretty much it is finished. So why don't I take you on a little guided tour, have a look around at what I've achieved since the last video. So I'm starting here in the workshop. So first of all, I've got my light bar up on above my bench here. So it's 6 pretty bright spotlights. So although I've got the door here, the glass door, which lets in natural daylight. I mean, today is a particularly good example. It's a bit overcast. The light's not great. I mean, you can't really see it. The light's okay, but if I switch off my spotlights, you'll see. Hold on 1 second. Yeah, it's pretty dark. So I've fitted those lights to give me some extra light. I've also got the 3 guitar hooks up on the wall for any ongoing projects that I'm working on, so I can hang them up there. Guitars, ukuleles, whatever they may be, so that they're out of the way, they don't get knocked about. And I've also fitted my canvas door. It's basically just part of a gazebo tent type thing. It's just thin fabric, and I've got it velcroed to the side, both sides, and it's got zips both sides. So I can close it off so that it's not an eyesore or a danger to any students or anything else. And I've also set up my heavy duty power tool workbench in the middle of the floor as well. So I've got, as you can see, my bandsaw here set up. There's my homemade lathe, which some of you will have seen in previous videos, which my electric drill is what powers it. And then over on this end of the bench, we've got my chop saw moving around the bench. I did mention before about this drill press. It's not a very good one. It's cheap and nasty, and it was broken. But I've managed to fix it, or fix it well enough to actually work. Anyway, and as I said, eventually I will get a proper pillar drill. But like I said, for the amount of times that I use this particular tool, I'm not going to go to that expense yet. It's not something that's necessary, and this does the job pretty well. And again, I put my power drill in there for that, and it's for the amount of jobs that I do and the type of jobs that I do with that type of tool. I don't really need a proper one. I may not even get one, but if I do, I'm not going to spend too much money. And lastly, we've got the bench grinder. It's quite a handy little tool, but it's not a particularly good one. Again, if you apply any pressure to the wheel while it's spinning, it just stops. So it hasn't got a lot of torque. It's not very good, but it's okay for little jobs. And to be honest, all I really use that for is when I'm making bridges or saddles for guitars or ukuleles or whatever. I use that to shape them. Now, guitar saddles, ukulele saddles and bridges, and nuts are usually, for the cheaper ones, they're made of plastic. And if it's slightly higher end, it will be made of bone. Well, either way, that grinder is perfectly adequate for grinding and shaping either plastic or bone. So I don't use it for metal work. I do very little metal work. However, I did do a little metal work today, strangely enough, which I'll show you in a little bit. So, okay, moving out of the workshop. As I said, we've got the Wi-Fi fitted now. I'll be attaching that a bit better. There's a couple of tiny little nails hammered into the wall, and it's just kind of hanging very loosely on that. So, quality workmanship again. So I'll redo that a bit better. Now, also apparently it's supposed to be 5G Wi-Fi, but when I checked on the spec on my computer, it's actually 2.4, which doesn't really matter unless we were actually paying extra for the 5G. Then I'd complain like hell. But it's not a problem, and one of the reasons for that is we're going into one of the classrooms now, and if you can see up there, I've got my CCTV camera. So I've attached all of the CCTV cameras coming back out of that classroom into the other classroom. Oh dear, still a lot of dust around. So there's another one mounted up there in the other classroom. Heading back out of the classroom, I mounted one up there. Okay, and moving over to where my desk is, I mounted another camera up there. So that's my 4 cameras, and those are 2.4 gig cameras, so they wouldn't have been compatible with a 5G Wi-Fi network anyway. So it's just as well that our Wi-Fi network is 2.4G. What else have I done? So I have my instruments on this guitar rack. Okay, some of them anyway. I've got my 2 of my dulcimers, my banjo, my 2 guitars, and my 2 bass ukuleles, and they all fit on there quite well on an ordinary guitar rack. And the other instruments I have, they don't fit on a guitar rack. But I had 2 of those guitar racks exactly the same. Now today, I said I did a little bit of metal work. I modified my other guitar rack into a little ukulele rack. So what I did, these bottom rails that the instruments sit on, the one at the back was further back. So I removed that, re-drilled the holes further forward and brought the whole thing forward so that the instruments sit in there without falling through, because obviously these are smaller than guitars. And for the uprights here, I took it off at the bracket at the bottom here and cut about 6 inches off the bottom of this bar to raise the whole, to lower the whole thing down, so that the necks sit inside the rack properly. It took me about 20-25 minutes to do that. It's a pretty simple job. So, as I said, we're now complete. I was hoping to complete all of this project early at the beginning of last week, so that I could have a few days off before we started teaching again on Saturday. Now, as it turned out, I finished the last job in here on the Friday, about 4:30 p.m. That was when I actually got finished. 4:30 p.m. on the Friday. The day before, we started, we reopened for teaching again. So I didn't get any rest at all. I was teaching all weekend, albeit fewer students than usual because many of them are still on holiday. But still, a few hours of teaching over the weekend, and today, Monday, is, our day off, but I've come in to just do we had to come in anyway for the Wi-Fi, and I did that little ukulele rack today as well, and gonna have a little clean up, and then that'll be it for today. But obviously next week we're back into the full teaching routine again. So that's all good fun. But it has been quite a long project. There's been a lot of work to do to get this up and running. And as I said, we're all but complete. The only thing I didn't show you just now, because I forgot about it, is in the classrooms we still haven't got the skirting board sticker stuff at the bottom. That still hasn't arrived. We're struggling because for some reason it's very popular and it keeps selling out, and nobody's got it in stock. So I think my wife has ordered some different ones to go inside the classroom. And as I said, that job, when those things arrive, it will take minutes to do that. So I don't even really consider that an outstanding job, because it's it's something that will take a few minutes. So other than that, everything else is complete. Okay, so as I said, this is the final video in this series of videos, and yeah, it's been quite a job getting it all done, but it's all finished. We're ready for action now. The Wi-Fi was kind of, you know, niggling me a little bit, but I knew they were coming today and setting it up, and you know, I wanted that done so that I could get the CCTV system all set up as well. And at first I was struggling to get any of the cameras to connect to the Wi-Fi, and I thought, why is that? And when I checked, I realised that the Wi-Fi system is a 5G system, or supposed to be, and my cameras are not compatible with 5G, they're only 2.4G. So I thought, great, I can't use them then. But then when I opened the properties of of our Wi-Fi connection and scrolled down, and it said 2.4G, I thought, okay then, I can connect the cameras. So what I did was I went around all of the cameras and pressed the reset button on each of the cameras, configured them again, boom, they all just lit up. So that system's all up and running. How are we doing for time? Okay, so I'm going to wrap it up here. And as I said, this video and sequence of videos are dedicated to my dad, who's very, very ill. And I did manage to see my dad a little over 2 years ago now at Christmas. I managed to get a visit home, or a visit back to the UK at Christmas 2019, specifically to see my parents, because I knew even then that was probably the last time I was going to see at least my dad. And you know, my prediction unfortunately has come true. But that's how I want to remember him, because even though he was in quite ill health then, he obviously wasn't as bad as he is now, and you know, I just want to remember him that way. Still, you know, still relatively active, and still, you know, sort of talking and laughing and joking the way he always used to. So, you know, it is a sad time, but these things happen to all of us, and I'm not quite sure what my next project is going to be. We've got nothing in the pipeline at the moment, but I will make other videos, just mini videos of bits and pieces. But hopefully I will start to get some more, you know, meaty projects in, guitar work and that kind of thing. And as and when I do, obviously I will record and upload those videos. But if I'm not getting any projects, then I will, you know, just do a couple of short videos, trying to make them as interesting as possible. I'm not going to go down the daily vlog route, because it just can't be bothered with that. So you know, I will make some short videos and keep uploading them, really trying to get the algorithms for my YouTube channel up. So once again, please like, comment, share these videos, and if you haven't already, please subscribe, and if you do, please hit the notification bell. And if you can encourage any of your friends, family, colleagues, or anybody to subscribe to my channel, I would really appreciate it. Okay, so thank you all for watching. I love you, Dad. Peace out.